Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Friday Free Daily Coaching. We're here every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. And Monday through Thursday, Mr. Bert Bledsoe comes in with a different topic every day, and he has given me the honor of being the hostess with the mostest on Fridays. And we're interviewing people that are part of the private mastermind group of Friends of Free Daily Coaching. This morning, I am honored to have with me Ms. Debbie Deardorf.
Hey,
Good morning.
Chris.
How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm excited to finally make it.
I've been badgering her, you guys, for weeks. Just for weeks. And here she is.
Yeah, we're going to blame it on all the baby James appointments.
That's right. Famous baby James.
Yeah.
How is baby James over his cold and everything?
Yes, he did get over that nasty flu that's been going around. We all three got it at the same time. I got over it. I almost never get sick. I can't remember the last time I was sick, so it didn't hit me too hard. But it's hard when babies get sick. You know, they can't tell you what's wrong, how they're feeling. So that's kind of tough, but he's doing much better now.
Oh, that's good. He is such a cute little poop.
Yeah.
And he loves Bert, doesn't he?
Yes, he loves Bert. He has his own sign for Bert. He made it up himself. He just kind of strokes where his beard would be, and that's what he does for Bert. And he also likes Diane, so he made her a sign with her glasses. So he taps where her glasses are on his eye. So
that is
yeah.
cute.
When I have him playing in here and he can hear them, he scrambles to get in here in the office with me so he can see what they're up to.
We'll make an internet marketer out of him.
Oh yeah. I think that's a good idea. I think the kids of today, if they have any entrepreneurial spirit, they should be led that way. I don't think they should be crammed into a box, you know.
I agree. You know, Facebook has become so intrusive. It doesn't matter where you are on the web, their notices follow you.
Yes. And so you better not be looking at weird stuff because it pops up on your page.
I keep getting one here. Well, Debbie, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you living right now?
Oh, we have been in this valley since 1985. My parents had 40 acres out here in the middle of nowhere, and it had nothing on it but grass. No fence, no water, no electricity, no house, no nothing.
Wow.
But yeah, we were living in Tucson, and about a block and a half away from us, a little girl was stolen and raped and murdered. And then there started being other awful things going on in that general area around us. And so we both decided we wanted to kind of get out of the big city there. And my dad had mentioned that he had the 40 acres out here. So my husband came out with him one day and took a look at it and said, well, this would be good. So they decided that we would come out here and caretake the place for no rent and that kind of thing. So we bought 2 houses that they were tearing down, and we kind of dismantled them and hauled everything down here to use as building materials, and just started putting up fence. And for a year and a half, we didn't have any water or electricity because you can't get the water until you have the septic tank, and you can't get the septic tank until you have the electricity, and you can't get the electricity until. So we had this big circular fight that we were doing, trying to get somebody to give us their utility so we could start the process of getting everything else. So we had, we were kind of modern day pioneers.
Yeah. Pioneer Debbie.
Yeah, so it was definitely an interesting year and a half there, but we got that place built up, and then we started looking around for our own place, because when you're doing things for other people, you kind of butt heads sometimes, and it got to that point. So we ended up with 5 acres over where we are now, and then a few years later we bought the 5 next, so we have 10 acres.
All right.
And yeah, and we had the 2 girls, and they wanted to do 4-H, so we started with 1 4-H guinea pig, which turned into rabbits, chickens, ducks, geese, meat and dairy goats, and then we got pigs, and then we got a cow-calf pair.
Oh,
So
wow.
we had, yeah, I had at one point, I had 40 goats, the girls, and 3 boys, and I had 4 pigs and their babies, which I was selling, as fast as I could grow. And then we would put one of the cows in the freezer and breed the next one, so we kept going that way. But after Phil got sick and the girls moved away, I started thinning down, and then when he passed away, I'm down now. I think I've got 3 or 4 chickens out there, and the dogs and cats. So it's a lot easier to take care of.
I would say so.
Yeah. And then Nick came, I think she's been here with me 2 years now. So I was by myself for 5 years, and then she came, and so now we have her and baby James here. So I've got plenty of company and distractions.
So how much of your own food do you grow?
How much what?
Of your own food do you grow?
Oh gosh, pretty much all of it. I hadn't once Phil got really sick, I didn't garden, and then like 5 years afterwards, I wasn't a person for a long time. But this year we're going to put in a big garden. We have an 80 by 100 garden already set up out there, so we're going to plant the whole thing this year.
Wow.
Yeah. So and I'll do pictures and that kind of stuff, and have kind of a little report as we go along, so people can see how we do it and that kind of thing. So that'll be fun.
Well, it sounds to me like you could do sort of like what Bert's doing and be an urban homesteader.
Oh yeah, that's what we did for all those years. That's why it's fun to watch Bert do it. Yeah. Because we had all the animals, and we have 2 big gardens, fruit and nut trees. We've got all the stuff. So, and I put in 50 acres worth of T-posts, so I know all about doing that stuff, and building buildings and all of that. So yeah, we've done it all.
I think when I'm talking to you, I'm going to stick my earplugs in here.
Okay, good.
See if that makes it any better.
Do you see me? Because I'm only seeing you. I don't know how it works on this side of the screen.
I don't see you.
Okay, because I'm only seeing you too. So I don't know if the other people, can you see in your chat if they're seeing me?
Well, they said they could hear you fine.
Okay, good.
So I'm asking them now. They probably heard us anyway. Have you got your camera on?
Yes, it says it's on.
They say they see your profile picture.
How's that? I turned it on and off. Did that help?
No.
No. Well, how strange. Should I hit refresh?
No, we'll probably lose you.
Okay. Well, then they'll just have to. The profile picture's pretty anyway. It's okay.
There you go. It says if you have more than one camera, it might have the wrong cam selected.
Oh, okay. Let's look in the settings here. No, it only has one camera in there.
Well, let's not worry about it.
Okay.
So, how long have you been marketing online?
Uh, I've been online for probably 2 years now, but I got stuck in the constant learning because I didn't know anything. I mean, I knew enough to be dangerous with my computer. That was it. And I didn't know anything about marketing or the language or the skills needed or any of it. And so I was pretty much just coming out of my grieving period and trying to learn all of this stuff. And I have short-term memory issues. So it took me a lot longer than I think it takes everybody else to get a handle on this kind of stuff. So even though I've been doing it for about 2 years, I really think I've only been doing it for about 3 or 4 months.
I
You
hear you.
know, so it's been a long process to get to where I'm actually starting to accomplish something, if that makes any sense.
And how did you find MLSP?
I just, because of my memory issues, I knew I couldn't get a job, and our income was gone when Phil passed away. So I had to find something online. So I just started searching, and I found a bunch of stuff, but nothing really clicked with me. And then I kept running into Diane Hockman, and something about her just really drew me to her. And so then she did a thing on MLSP, and I looked at that, and then I talked to her for a while, and then that's how I got started with MLSP, was because I just found Diane. And
So,
I just,
people do find you out on the internet.
yes, I just got found the other day, and somebody was really adamant about, they had to be on my newsletter. They had to, I want to know how to do this and do that, and I want you to teach me. It's like, okay. So I'm starting to do more of the things that I should have been doing for 2 years now. So I'm being more noticed, and my people are starting to come to me.
Yeah. Diane does say that happens.
Yes, and it's fun when it happens, because it's kind of surprising the first few times it happens, and then it becomes like, okay, this is normal. This is what's supposed to happen.
Hmm.
So that's fun when you can feel yourself kind of turning corners and growing into a different direction, and it's fun to realize that you're changing.
Yes. What platform are you using mostly to market on?
I have been on Facebook pretty much this whole time, and I'm just getting ready. I'm setting up now to start trying some Twitter stuff. I really liked. I've been paying attention to one guy, and then we had the MLSP training the other day with Adam, and that was very good, I thought. So I thought, I'm going to expand now because I'm fairly confident with the Facebook. So I'm going to add one more layer, which is going to be the Twitter for me.
Cool. I've had my Twitter for 18 years and I've never done anything with it.
Oh, well, if you're interested, we should get together, and we'll get set up together.
There you go. I don't have my profile set up right. I don't have anything right over there.
Oh, well, it doesn't, it's just time, just to set it up. It's no, it's just like setting up anything else. Once you do your bio for one, you can transfer it over to the others.
That's true. So, what are you reading lately?
I've got, I just bought a whole stack of books we have what is called the Friends of the Library. It's like their book thrift store.
Yeah.
And the books are like 25 cents on up to $2 or $3. So I got a whole stack of books for like $5. And I'm working on right now what to say when you talk to yourself. And this is just, if you haven't read this one, I would get this one, because that is a big part of, and I don't want to say our problem, but we kind of get held back by the things that we say to ourselves and about ourselves. And this book really addresses that and points out, how you can scratch and reverse, if you will, and get back to a more positive thing instead of the negative thing that you were saying. So that's a good one. And I like The Greatest Networker in the World.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, that's a really good one too. And of course, I'm working on the Jab, 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 Right Hook. So there's a lot of really good books. You really can't go wrong if you go in the self-development, self-help, whatever they call it, section of your bookstore. Thrift stores have them. You can get them for next to nothing. A lot of people like them on their Kindle or their devices, so they can plug them in and take them with them. And you can get, a lot of times, like just yesterday, I sent my Friday freebies out yesterday. And it had free Kindle books. So I don't know what I was thinking. I lost a day somewhere, so I sent it out a day early. But it's got in the PS, you can get a list of free Kindle books of the self-development books. So that's handy there. But I have no idea how I got the days mixed up, but I did. So.
Well, I was just thinking this morning, how could it be Friday already?
Yeah. Yep.
I really don't know.
I don't know. The days are just zipping by.
I can't believe it's almost the end of March.
I know. I just hope it doesn't freeze again, because all my fruit trees are in bloom. I've got little teeny apricots out there.
Well, I hope it doesn't either, because I got tomatoes to plant.
Well, you can cover them with, if your news says that it's going to freeze, take a sheet out there and cover them. Not plastic, because plastic will freeze them. But just put a sheet over the top of them.
Okay. And they'll be short enough, I should be able to get the sheet over them.
Yeah.
So your lifestyle actually is hand in hand with your primary business, pretty much.
Yes.
That's great. I mean,
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about Asante, but it's pretty much in line with what you've always believed.
Yes, that's why I was really drawn to it, because when Phil was first diagnosed with cancer, they told him he had colon cancer, so we opted for the surgery, which was a mistake. But then, I went on an online search, and I spent probably thousands of hours researching, and we changed his diet, took the processed sugars out, just got him down to natural foods, one ingredient foods, that kind of thing. And just got him back healthy. And then about a year later, they told him that he might have liver cancer. And so they wanted to cut out the big chunk of the liver and nuke the other piece, which would basically kill it. So how do you live without your liver? So we said, no, thanks. And they told him, well, then if you won't do what we say, you'll have 6 months tops. So we didn't agree with that. And we went home and continued on doing the herbs and the natural things that we were doing. And he got 8 more years instead of 6 months. So yeah, I'm pretty serious about getting the toxins out and eating healthy and that kind of thing. It's been proven firsthand in our lives that it works.
That is amazing. 8 years.
Yes, and he was in relatively good health until the last year. I mean, we were still working the farm here and doing things. He was traveling. So, to go from 6 months tops and have 8 more years with a relatively good quality of life, just from changing what you eat and adding the herbs and the good things that you need. Had a lot of smoothies, a lot of juicing. And I think if we'd have found this company then, we might have gotten more time, but there's no way to know that. But we're incorporating it into our family life now, along with the other things that we do. So I'm really happy to be part of it.
Wow, that is a powerful testimony. I
Yeah,
did not, and I'm so pleased that you shared that with us.
yeah, it was a long time. I mean, when you're a caretaker for someone for over 8 years, it kind of throws you for a loop when you don't have your job anymore. So it took me a while to kind of regroup, but yeah, health is very important. I think it should be everybody's big thing that's important to them. I mean, we have so much stress in our lives. People don't get enough sleep, which is how your body recuperates and regenerates. Um, without the sleep, you're crabby. You don't have a good, when you're driving, your response time is slowed. And we think that we're all fine, but we're not. We really, we have to get a regular amount of sleep. We have to detox and get the toxins out. We have to eliminate some of the stress. And a lot of the electronic gadgets are a stressor, and we don't understand that. People are addicted to their phones and the computer, and they take them to bed with them. So, but yeah, we've come a long way with understanding health and what will help us become healthy. So now we just have to help other people become educated to it.
That's the whole thing. We've got to educate people. And like my wise, healthy wealth, without your help, the wise and the wealthy don't matter.
Exactly. Exactly. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. I just asked how Jackson was. Christy's out there listening to us.
Oh, good. Yes. How's he doing?
She's not answering me.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions for Debbie? I think Twitter and Instagram could probably go hand in hand. So
Yes.
if I do one, probably going to do the other one with it. The only thing I don't like about Instagram is having to do it on your phone.
Yes.
But I just got a software where I don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, so you can do it from your computer now?
Yeah. So I'm going to be working with that. But I got in the same loop you did doing the education. I bet I've got 5 or 6 courses that I haven't even done.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt almost starved for the information. So I was on every webinar, and I would be on other people's webinars, and I was just in constant learning mode. And I didn't feel like, even though I have piles of notebooks of stuff that I've learned, I just felt like I didn't have anything to offer anybody. And so I had to get to that saturated point to where, I realize, yes, I have things to share, and so I'm starting to do that now.
Yes. Steve asked, what kind of Facebook marketing are you doing? What do you do on Facebook for marketing?
Oh, well, I've been posting in the groups, the network marketing groups, and of course I always meet at least 10 people a day. I've tried to do at least 20 a day, but 10 is my minimum. I have to meet the 10. But I've been bumping it up to at least 20 a day. Sometimes I get more in, but it just depends on how many conversations ensue from how many people I meet. If you meet 10 and all 10 of them start talking to you, you're probably not going to bump it up to 20.
Yeah. Well, you had some really good results with that when we did in the Friends, when we did a real push on it. I remember.
Yes, that was a different technique that I used, and I do that about once a week. I'll go into like Todd Falcone and get into one of his threads that have a lot of people, and he likes to ask questions a lot, and so then I'll go message people that I have a few friends, at least 5 friends in common with, so that it doesn't go into their other box. And I'll just ask him something about whatever it was he said. Like, what do you think about, what he said? I ask him a question so that they have to respond to me. And then we'll get a conversation going that way. And I can usually do quite a few of those before anybody responds. And so that works real well. But a lot of times you find that they just want to pitch you their thing. So you have to kind of work around that a little bit. But that worked real well. So I usually do that about once a week.
That's an awesome tip. I just put it in the chat, but that was a really good tip if anybody was paying any attention to it. To get on a thread where they've asked a question. I never thought about that before, Debbie.
Yeah. And any time that I start meeting somebody, I'll if I'm just going through Facebook profiles and meeting people that way, I'll say something about their page or their cover photo or something, and I always ask a question because it kind of forces them to respond to you. It's the open loop thing. They have to close the loop. So then you can back and forth, and every time I respond, I don't just answer their question, I ask them another question, so that you, just like you would in a normal conversation, back and forth, you each ask a question, so you can draw something else out of the other person.
That is an awesome tip. I'm not seeing any other questions.
Okay.
But I think that you just gave us some really, really good tips there, Deb. Thank you.
Oh, good. I hope it helps.
So if there are no more questions, my dear friends out there, we'll go ahead and shut this down for the day. And I really appreciate you guys joining us this morning. And Debbie, thank you so much for taking your time.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I'm sorry it took so long, but we finally made it.
Well, at least I don't have to badger you anymore.
Until the next time.
Christy says that was definitely a great relationship building tip. So,
good.
And they said it was a great show, so we're good. So you guys, we're going to shut it down. I hope you have a blessed weekend. Be sure to join Bert on Monday for another edition of Free Daily Coaching, and go on over to www.freedailycoaching.com if you're not registered, so that you get a message every morning reminding you. And we love our Bert.
Yes.
So everybody have a great weekend. Love you all. And I will talk to you very soon.